The National Secretary of our party, Barrister Ike Namoga, my Deputy National Chairman, North and South, other members of the National Working Committee of the Nigerian Democratic Congress, NDC, members of the press, please permit me to stand on the protocol that has been set before us. This is a very emergency press briefing from the leadership of the Nigerian Democratic Congress as a result of what has happened today, that everybody have been calling. So instead of us to be answering or replying to people individually, which we shall not be able to do collectively across the country and beyond, the expedient that the party's view and response to what has been communicated in this format officially. Our attention has been drawn to a ruling by the Federal High Court sitting in Lokoja this morning, wherein His Lordship, Honorable Justice Issa Dashen, gave a ruling on an application filed by an unregistered association known as Peace Movement Party. Remember and note, unregistered association. The public knows that December 2025, the Nigerian Democratic Congress, as an association, complained of INEC's refusal to register us as a political party. Whereupon we proceeded to the Federal High Court. The Federal High Court upheld our constitutional right to freedom of association under the Constitution and compelled INEC to register us, which INEC did. Since then, we have started political activities, embarked on registration of members, held congresses from ward to national levels, held conventions, and concluded primaries to all offices following INEC's timetable. We have been fully participating in all INEC activities without let or hindrance as a political party. NDC also fielded candidates and fully participated in the just concluded by-elections, senatorial by-elections in Nasarawa State and Enugu State. Candidates for the House of Assembly, House of Representatives, Senate, governorship, presidential, and vice presidential positions have been duly nominated, and we are in the process of formally submitting them to the INEC in accordance with INEC's timetable. The said association that filed the complaint is unknown to us. The Peace Movement Party is not a registered political party in Nigeria. They claimed in a motion, not even a substantive suit or appeal, that the court should set aside its earlier judgment on the purported ground that in 2015 they had sought registration as a political party with the victory sign as their symbol, and were denied. It is important to note that they are not an association applying for registration now under the exercise that started last year. The court had also dealt with all related issues concerning associations use the same symbol and colors. The court, in its judgment, overruled INEC when those issues were raised and there is no appeal against that judgment. And I repeat, the court in its judgment overruled INEC when those issues were raised, and there is no appeal against that judgment. Therefore, we are surprised that on an application by an association claiming that it wanted to register as a political party with the victim side in 2015, an association that is not a registered political party and is not seeking registration now to participate in the current political process. His Lordship came to the conclusion that they have local standing, and furthermore, that he has jurisdiction to do what he did. Accordingly, we have been informed that His Lordship made an order setting aside the court's earlier decision of December 2025. There was no order directing our deregistration. However, we are dissatisfied with the decision that has been made, and we have instructed our team of lawyers to immediately proceed to the Court of Appeal to challenge the jurisdiction and propriety of His Lordship's order. We assure the general public, and particularly our candidates at all levels, that our party is on course. The NDC has not been deregistered, and we are challenging today's order at the Court of Appeal as soon as possible. We have no doubt that justice will be done. We condemn efforts by those who seek to shrink democratic space and stifle opposition voices and alternatives. Nigerians have a right to a full range of opinions, ideas, alternatives, and political platforms, and candidates should be allowed to participate in the 2027 general elections, which has already gone midway. It is too late for anyone to attempt to use the judiciary to derail or narrow Nigeria's multi-party democratic space. If the said association, Peace Movement Party, were a party affected by the judgment on our initial suit, the only option open to it was to appeal the verdict, an option which it did not take. Even at that, the window open for such appeal has since closed, and any such appeal by now has become statute barred. To now try to upturn that verdict through the back door via a motion is not only unheard of, but also illegal, and an outright abuse of court process. We thank Nigerians for their support. We thank all our candidates. We thank all our members and numerous supporters for their confidence and trust in the Nigerian Democratic Congress, NDC. And we assure them that all nominations made remain valid. That our party platform is strong and legal and legitimate, and that justice shall be served. And this is the statement of the party made by my humble self, distinguished Senator Cleopas Moses Zoel, the national chairman of NDC.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. The party has spoken. And If you have any questions, I think I will use my power as the MC to decide how many. It also depends on how many hands I see first. I've already heard how many here, but please, your name, your organization, and straight to the point. No additions, no subtractions. If you do, I'll cancel it. Yes, please, sir.
Well, MC, thank you for moderation. But I also want to tell you that because of the times we are into, yes, indeed, we have made a statement and we'll take not more than 2 questions. And I also want to inform the House that our National Legal Advisor, who is in charge of all legal issues concerning the party, they are already working. That's why he's not seated beside me as usual. But by my left is the National Secretary of the party, who incidentally is a lawyer also. And so those max 2 questions that shall be asked. If on the point of law, I am not a lawyer. I will hand over the question at that time to the Secretary of the party. If it is outside of law, I am here as a political player. Thank you so much.
That's one. So can we get your question before getting to the second?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. The National Chairman, sir. My name is John Chips Onwanya. I write for New Telegraph. First, I want to make an observation here. Mr. Chairman, sir, if an event is a press briefing, I expect that we should create an environment where the media will sit and not standing while party members are seated. I think it's not good enough for us. That's my observation.
Noted.
Okay,
Second,
you don't have a question?
I have a question.
Okay.
I would like to know who is going to lead the legal team of the party on this issue. It's also my view of interest to the public who is going to lead your legal team. And second question is, what is your thinking about this judgment? Is it the hand of Saul or the voice of Esau that you are thinking about this issue? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, second and last question, please.
Okay. Yes, Friday Local. I work with Arise News. Of course, I know that this ruling they have jolted everybody, including the national chairman. When this came up, initially was the first thought, you, the chairman. And secondly, from the way things are going, is there any hope that even though judiciary is the last hope of the common man, that NDC, with all the so-called political abracadabra that has gone, is there hope that you will get justice?
Thank you very much.
Or you are relying on God?
Can we add one more?
Yes.
No, we can't add one more. Let us take these two. If it is overruled, I will add one more.
Okay, you see the assurance that the European Papa should, because people are worried now. Will they be on the ballot in 2027? Nigerians need the reassurance from you.
You're home to GTV Africa from Nigerian Democratic Congress. You are listening to what the party is facing. This is GTV bringing to you happenings right now. Your question also may be of good, but let's listen to the reactions from the parties.
On the issue of the team leader, the team has been put together. But I don't think it's appropriate at this time for us to announce who the team leader will be. By the time we file our processes, and I can assure you by Monday, all our processes will have been filed. When you see the processes, you will know who the team, in fact, you know who the members of the team are and who the team leader is. I don't know if that answers your question. Now, the next question is, what is our opinion about the ruling? Obviously, our opinion is that is the worst thing that can happen judicially. That ruling has no legal basis. There is no precedent in law to justify that ruling. I'm not aware of any legal authority that can justify that ruling. So obviously, we see it as part of the attempts by the powers that be to further shrink the democratic process in Nigeria. Everybody, I'm sure all of us here are aware that recently some parties, by virtue of a judicial ruling, were ordered to be deregistered. What they were attempting to do is to ensure that we do not take part in the democratic process is still ongoing. But I can assure you that that will not happen. Our candidates will definitely participate in the forthcoming elections. I can guarantee you that. So I think the second question, my answer also covers the question as to what is our thought on the ruling that was delivered. Obviously, we are not happy about it because there's no basis for that ruling, none at all. Is there any hope that you will get judged? Of course. We have a strong conviction that the judiciary is still the last hope of the common man in Nigeria. I don't want to believe that the Nigerian judiciary will abdicate its responsibility at times like this. The court that delivered the ruling is not the highest court it's not the last court in the land. We still have the appeal process and we'll pursue it to its ultimate end. So we want to assure every Nigerian, especially all the supporters, all those who believe in democracy, this ruling today will not truncate democracy as we know it. We will ensure that, I believe that at the end of the day, the judiciary will live up to their expectations and they will do the right thing to set aside these orders made by the court today. So I basically can assure you that all our candidates, from our presidential candidate, His Excellency Peter Gregory Obi, his running mates, and all our candidates up to the House of Assembly level, they will all be on the ballot. We can take that to bank.
Well, the lawyer has spoken, and by way of conclusion, NDC was formed, registered barely 4 months, and people didn't believe at the time that it was going to be what it is today. And suddenly the party grew. And if I am not too reserved with war, it became the main opposition party by today.
Yes.
And you should know that that will send some concern signal to the party in government if it is not doing well. And we believe that they are not doing well. And the first thing that will occur to you as a party leader is, considering what they have done to other parties or what they have attempted to do to other parties have been issued in the very recent past, you start to think, what is it that they will throw at us? And so, we are not fools not to have not been thinking in that direction. But obviously, as it has been exposed, within the ambit of the law, even as I'm not a lawyer, apparently by what they have done, they could barely not find anything legitimate to throw at us. And just because they just need to do something, some people just have to do something, some people just have to get paid. Some people just have to show that they are working, irrespective of what. That is what they have done, what they have done. And even if you are not a lawyer, from elementary moral perspective, you are talking about a matter that the person involved was not involved, as it were. And even if you attempted to register, I'm not talking as just an ordinary man. Even if you attempted to register a political party with victory sign at the time, and you were not registered, you were declined, the lawyers will answer me, does it then mean that subsequently, after then, when you were not registered, that symbol cannot be used by another person again? Those are the thoughts that, since I am not a lawyer, that is occurring in my head. And so what am I saying? By the statement that we have made, which is our official position, we are giving the assurance to all our candidates that the party is fair. Our legal team is strong. From the time that breaking news came that our lawyers in court mentioned the outcome of the court, from that time till now, our legal team is working. And our legal team is working with assurance that this is an abuse to the judicial system of this country. And we believe that it is not all implementators or practitioners in the judicial system of this country that will allow the fact that what ought not to be obtained, that will diminish their image, will be kept or will be allowed to stand. And remember, the international community and everybody is watching. We know the calls that we have received in and outside of this country. We are pleading that the judicial players should not drag this country more into the mud. And if there are one or two players that want to show otherwise of this country, we expect some good people and serious-minded people to rise up and say that no, this ought not to stand. This is not the standard. And we in NDC still believes that there are characters like that in this country, and there are characters like that in the judiciary that shall uphold the fact that the judiciary is still the last hope of the common man. And so on that note, I want to reassure all our candidates, especially our candidates. I can see a whole lot of them here. Go back home and continue with what you are doing. This is just an attempt to see whether we will shake. No shaking, we are stronger. They are campaigning us already. By this, they are just telling Nigerians that we are in existence and we have come to take power democratically. It's a clear sign of victory that is ahead of us. And you know what? Today, as national chairman of this party, I was in INEC yesterday. All through, I spent the whole of my day in INEC yesterday. And today, if not for what I was to go to INEC and pick up our code for uploading our candidates, which is the rights of the national chairman and the secretary. And I was to go on that assignment. And incidentally, they just threw this. It has not stopped me from my work. After this press conference, I'm going to INEC to pick up our code.
Yes, so.
So get back home and continue to do what you are doing. We are firm, we are strong. Democracy must stand.
Yes.
There is no amount of intimidation. We have given, and I want to repeat again, we have given Nigerians their hope. The hope of Nigeria by today, and I repeat myself, both for those in government and those in opposition, is Mr. Peter Gregory Obi.
Yes, so.
That is the only hope for Nigeria. And this platform has given to Nigerians their hope. Go ahead and work democratically. Pick up your PVC. Prepare yourself. Don't allow yourself to be influenced negatively by vote buying. Cast your vote. Defend your vote. Nigeria must be rescued.
Yes.
Nigeria must be saved.
Yes.
They are jittery. They are afraid. And they are cowards. If they are doing well, they will not do what they are doing.
Yes.
If you are in government and you are doing well, what's your business with another party?
Yes.
If you think that legitimately, democratically, you are going to win the elections, what's your problem with a political party? Go and canvass for vote, appeal to the conscience of the people that you have led in the last couple of years. And if they are satisfied with your performance, it is